guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do another Empties video for you. I just checked and I did one only a couple of months ago, but I've changed how I store stuff and I've got quite a lot of big stuff. This little black cagey boy is an Aldi special buy, and I thought this would be like a good size to store stuff. I was just keeping it in like a shopping bag for a long time, and I feel like sometimes these videos can get super long, which, you know, depending where you sit, could be a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah, and also I'm trying to use stuff up. Anyway, so less of the rambling, let's get on to it. Let's pick up this big bad boy first. So this is the Sebastian Volupt conditioner, and this is a whole litre of it. So I get most of my hair care stuff from a website called gooseberryshop.co.uk. I think they're a salon based in Nottingham, but they sell salon size stuff online for trade prices effectively. And this is one of the first things actually that I bought from them. So initially I found the Sebastian Volupt shampoo in TK Maxx, and I liked that so much that I went online, and that's how I found this website and this product. And this has lasted me an incredibly long time, and it would have been less than 20 quid. So 100% I would buy this again. At the moment I'm actually trying out that Function of Beauty personalised shampoo and conditioner. There will be a video on that at some point. So I haven't repurchased this straight away. I guess the only issue with the Gooseberry shop is sometimes a lot of their stuff can be out of stock. So actually at the moment I don't have any Sebastian products on the go, but this was a really nice conditioner. And you know, I do understand it's a bit of a gamble. You buy a litre of something and if you don't like it, you're kind of stuck with it. I really did like this. It was very lightweight, which obviously the Volupt volume line, as you would imagine, so it did work really well, particularly alongside the conditioner. I keep calling the shampoo, not the conditioner. It worked quite well together, and yeah, as I said, it was nice and light in the hair, but it did still condition the hair, so I would use it again. I typically will also have a hair mask on hand as well to sort of really nourish my hair once a week, and then use a conditioner like this the rest of the time. But I would recommend this one, I do quite like it. Speaking of hair masks, I finished this one from Bedhead. Again, this is a TK Maxx gem. This is the Colour Goddess Miracle Treatment Mask for coloured hair. So if you've been here a very long time, you may know that I used to dye the ends of my hair blonde, and now I dye them brown because I don't know if you'd be able to tell, my hair's actually still a little bit damp. But I need to re-dye them soon because the blonde is very much coming through at the moment. So, long story short, the end of my hair is coloured. And also because my hair's quite long as well, definitely love to have a hair mask in my regime. And it's something that I like to do weekly. This one I found in TK Maxx when I was sort of like in between orders from Gooseberry shop, which I now have one from there. And yeah, I got this in TK Maxx, I think it was about £7, and it was really, really good. If it came in a big pot, and I saw it somewhere, I absolutely would purchase it again. Or if I was in a bit of a bind and for whatever reason I wasn't ordering from there and I saw this, again, for the price that I paid for it, I would pay it again. But yeah, it smelled like butterscotch. Hang on, let's give it an open. Oh my god, it still smells like it, even though I can see there's still a little bit of water in it. How gross is that? It smelled wonderful. It felt really nice in the hair. It was thicker than a conditioner, but it wasn't like gloopy, or it didn't weigh my hair down or anything. And yeah, I think, you know, the colour side of things, you know, I think hair masks typically do sort of keep the colour in your hair, but I must admit I can't say I noticed a difference on that front. But I think it's not just like keeping the colour on your hair, I think it's also nourishing it from what you've done to it with adding colour. But yeah, I would use this one again ultimately. I think this is my last hair product. So this is a returning favourite. This is the Batiste Instant Hair Refresh Dry Shampoo Plus Heavenly Volume. So if you watch my favourites video, you know I would recommend the updated version. However, this is the old version of the product, but there may still be some around by you. And I really do like the volume, like the plus volume side of things, because, you know, particularly when I'm spraying into the roots of my hair, I do quite like big hair. So I really do like, I do also backcomb my roots as well if I'm wearing my hair down. So it's definitely something that comes in handy, and I do notice a difference in the formula. It's not just like, oh, because you know, dry shampoo does typically add volume anyway, but I definitely do notice a difference between the standard formula and this one, and I would continue to use this. I think it's cheap and cheerful and does what it says. The new formula is a lot less white and stark, but still delivers. So I would recommend this one, and also the new one as well. So I'm a big fan. I've got some skincare here. This is a massive bottle of micellar water. This is the Garnier micellar cleansing water. I believe this is just their standard one. I've mentioned this time and time again. I personally prefer Bioderma, but sometimes you run out, or this is on offer, and you know, depending what time of the month it is, how far away from payday it is, and you need some micellar solution, you need a makeup remover, I will happily use this one. And this is a 700 milliliter bottle. Like, this was massive, and I actually have, I think I got 2 for a £5 of this size, and the other one's at my boyfriend's house, so that's what I use at his. But yeah, it does what it says. It does remove your makeup, it doesn't irritate my eyes at all, and I do find that it's effective. It says it's got no perfume. This one says it's for sensitive skin, so if you are sort of affected by perfumes and dyes and all that stuff, this doesn't have it in. And I would purchase it again. Would it be my first choice? No, the original Bioderma would, but this one's also great too, so would recommend. Ooh, down goes the Batiste. I am racing through these at the moment. Anyway, so next up I've got a skincare favourite. Not skincare favourite. This is a scrub here by St. Ives. This is the Orange Blemish Control Apricot Scrub. Now, this isn't my favourite scrub by them, even in their apricot range. My personal favourite is the green labelled apricot one. This one I think is a little bit harsher than that one, and this one was good, but yeah, I think my skin agrees more. Just like and my skin isn't sensitive either. Like, I've got pretty tough skin, so if I'm a bit like, oh, this is a bit much, then it really kind of can be. I would purchase this one again, but I wouldn't purchase it over another one in their range. I really do like using physical exfoliants as well as chemical exfoliants, and yeah, this is the thing that I would use like once, twice a week. And I also like taking it sort of down my décolleté and using it in the shower as well. I love exfoliation. I think it's great. So yeah, I would recommend that one, but maybe check, because I mean, St. Ives have so many scrubs, so I would really check which one sort of best suits your skin. And personally for me, I even think this one's too harsh, so I use this kind of sparingly, and I would recommend the green apricot. But yeah, I've then got a body duo from Glossier. This is the Body Hero Cleansing Oil, Daily Oil Wash, and the Daily Perfecting Cream. What is really interesting is I went through the body butter before I went through the wash, which has never in my life happened to me. I would say in the last 6 months to a year, I have really gotten into the habit. Oh, I can hear like a tiny little bit in there. So I've really gotten into the habit of using a body cream, whereas before, and like my skin is still a combination, but like particularly on my body, like I didn't really suffer from patches of dryness particularly unless I'd like got sunburn or something like that, so it was something that I was a little bit slack with, whereas I've just been actually really diligent with it sort of, as I would say, like the past year. Not because anything changed with my skin, I just sort of, I guess, made it a bit more of a priority. I don't know. Anyway, but what was interesting is even when I am using a body cream, I typically go through the wash quicker, whereas with this I didn't. I think it's in part to do with both of their formulas. So the body cream, it's definitely on more of the thick side, which at the time I didn't necessarily realise until I started using another product after it, and actually it is more akin to a body butter than a sort of lotion, which, you know, depending on where you... Sorry, I'm like really aware that there's like a globule product that I can hear rattling around in there. Anyway, depending on how you feel about that, depends on whether you think that's a good thing or not. And then the oil wash, it sort of, yeah, it foams up a little bit, but not a lot. Would I purchase these again? No. And I will tell you for why. So I was really hoping they would smell like a Glossier U, which is, spoiler alert, it's coming up in a minute, which is one of my favourite fragrances, but it doesn't. It has like a rose scent, which is fine. Like, it's not overpowering or too artificial or anything like that. It's just not what I would necessarily pick for myself, to be honest. So the reason why I bought these in their Black Friday sale, just to give them a go, because I thought maybe they would be something that would be really nice as like a gift or something, or, you know, a treat yourself moment, because whilst they're not the most expensive body wash and body cream in the world, they're not the cheapest either. And you can get discount with them together as well, which is what I did, and then you get extra discount when it's Black Friday. But it's just one of those things, like, they were nice and I was happy to use them, but I don't miss them. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something that I felt like, oh crap, what have I done? Now I need to go repurchase it again. I don't feel like that at all. I mean, I guess if somebody really is into Glossier, it would be a nice present, but yeah. I just think they're a bit, like, they're a 6 out of 10. They did the job, they did what they said on the tin, but they didn't go above and beyond so much that I think it's necessarily worth spending that little bit extra money on your bathing products. You know, again, sort of this is like it is a really nice, more thicker cream lotion, so depending on sort of sensitivity with skin and stuff, maybe, again, having an oil as opposed to a gel might be something that you'd be interested in. Like, as I said, I don't think they're bad products, they're just products that I wouldn't splurge on again, to be honest, or even as a present, I wouldn't. Be real, you know, they were great. Anyway, moving on, I do have, like, speaking of Glossier, I kept, like, in my little cage a little pouch to put all my smaller bits in. So let's move on to those, shall we? I've got a base product to talk about. This is the Sheer Tinted Oil-Free SPF 20 by Beauty Pie. I went through a whole one of these, and you get 50 millilitres of this. I use the colour Fair. It doesn't mention it. Oh, it's rubbed off, but I think it is Fair. The lightest colour is the one that I use. This is a dead ringer for the Laura Mercier Oil-Free Tinted Moisturiser. I think this is incredibly similar in texture, in finish. They're both oil-free, so I imagine in formula too. And yeah, I just think this is really super duper similar. I've already repurchased one of these and it is my typical daily base. Yeah, it's what I wear most days these days, you know, particularly sort of if I'm not going out or anything special. Like, this is just a nice dependable base. It's a nice sort of light to medium coverage daily base, and yeah, I would recommend it, and I've already repurchased it. So there we have it. I've got not one but two Kat Von D tattoo liners. I love this eyeliner. I know I've spoken about this probably every Empties video since I was 21. So, because this is the only liner I've used since I was 21. I'm now 25 for reference. You can say that I quite like it, and I wear eyeliner most days out of the week, and I just think this one is both, the formula is fantastic. Like, I have slept in this, and it's, which I wouldn't recommend, but I have, and it looks more or less brand new. I've also, yeah, so like the actual product itself is really good, but also the packaging and the sort of, I don't know, like the unit itself works really well. So it's not a felt tip, it's got tiny little hairs, so it's more like a paintbrush. And I just find for myself that this is the eyeliner for me. I feel like it works really well. I do personally use an eyeshadow primer, and I set my eyeshadow primer, so maybe that's got something to do with it. But if you ever see me with eyeliner on, it is this one. It's never anything else. It is always this. So I've already repurchased it, and I'm going to continue to repurchase it. I think it's phenomenal, and yeah. That's the tea on that. This is gross, I'm sorry. So this is one of the beauty sponges by Beauty Pie. I forget what they call them. Basically their version of a beauty blender. A beauty blender. And I don't know if you will be able to see, but I've like cut out the bottom. So, oh god, this is gonna be gross. So there was like, the reason that I cut it and it was time for it to go was I could see underneath, no matter how much I washed it, there was like a ring, and I was like, oh my god, has this gone moldy? It hadn't, it was just like cakey foundation. And I did even use it for my colour corrector a few times, but I knew it was time to say bye to this one, so I've cracked out a new one. I would 100% recommend these sponges if you are somebody that likes the beauty blender, that likes applying your makeup with sponges. I would seriously consider these. I think these are definitely one of the secret gems by Beauty Pie. I don't really hear people talking about them, but these sponges are the best sponges I've used. I mean, it's been a while since I've used a proper beauty blender, but I think this is the most like it. When I've had the Real Techniques one, which is typically the one that people recommend after that, this is like infinitely softer than that. This is just 100% the best. And I would 100% repurchase this one and recommend this. This is phenomenal. Loved it. Sad to see it go. That's the only issue with sponges though, is, you know, they do have an expiration date. No matter how cheap they are, brushes will always sort of beat them out because they last longer. Anyway, I've got a fragrance here to talk about. I told you it was coming. This is Glossier You. Oh, I miss you. This is my fragrance of choice, very similar to the Eccentric Molecules 01, and it's just supposed to smell like a good smelling person rather than anything else. I would repurchase this. I haven't at the moment. I wanted to try out the Beauty Pie fragrances, which I spoke about in my favourites video, if you want to watch that one. So I will probably repurchase this again, probably over Black Friday, to be really honest with you, which I know is like quite far away, but those Beauty Pie fragrances are massive. So I will repurchase this one. I do really like this fragrance. Hang on, I haven't actually put any perfume on today, let's see. Oh, come on, friend. Yeah, that's not happening. Yeah, I think this fragrance is brilliant. I know fragrances are very personal. Why it's called You is so it smells like a good smelling person, which I think it does. And I'm not somebody that likes particularly any sort of direction of fragrance. I don't like something that's too one way, if you know, like it's too smoky, it's too oody, it's too floral, it's too fruity, it's too sweet. Yeah, and I feel like, yeah, this is kind of what you want a perfume to be, right? You just want to smell good. So I like that one. Anyway, I've got two more products to talk about. This one here is a skincare product by The Ordinary. This is the Alpha Arbutin 2% plus hyaluronic acid. I believe this is the second, if not the third bottle of this I've gone through. I'm very certain it's the second one. I've already repurchased this one and I will continue to repurchase it because I believe this largely is the product to thank for clearing up my skin. I think before I started using The Ordinary products, there'll be products that I liked and there's been products that I've recommended over the years to do with sort of clearing skin out, spot retention. That, no, you don't want to retain the spots. And I just feel like this really like brightens the skin and yeah, it just keeps spots at bay. It's just like a really good like balancing product for me, and out of all of their products, this is probably my favourite one, particularly out of their serum range. I literally think I did just mention this in my favourites again because I repurchased a new bottle and I'm just like, yeah, this is the product for me. This and the red face mask are the two standout products for me from The Ordinary line, and I always hear people talking about the niacinamide, which is good, which is really good, again, for sort of spot prone, oily combo skin, but I think this is better. So I've already repurchased it and I think it's great. And last but certainly not least, I have a product by, it was by Primark, but it's the Alexandra Steinhair collaboration. This is the Plump and Go Facial in a Stick. I hope you saw that water just fly out. Oh, goes that mold. Oh, guys. Anyway, I don't know if you'll be able to see, I like clawed out the last little bit of this product. So this was kind of like a solid cleanser in a stick form. Now I did mention, it says like facial in a stick, you could leave it on your skin. For my type of skin, like that sounds like literally the worst idea I've ever heard in my life. But as a cleanser, particularly as a cleanser to travel with, I think it's phenomenal. I don't think, even though I think this product's like £4 or £5, I don't think it's that expensive. It won't last you very long if you're using this specifically like twice a day, every day, which you could do, and you know, still it's £4 or £5, so it's not crazy expensive. But when I feel like this really came into its own is when I went on holiday and I took this with me. And I think if you're somebody who likes to take a cleanser with you, not just using makeup wipes or micellar water, I really would look into this one. The smell of it reminds me a lot of the Amora Vixka grey cleanser. I forget what it's called. That was probably one of the best cleansers I've used in my life, but it's £50, whereas this is £4. So, woo! But yeah, so this one smells really similar. Like this isn't grey, it's sort of like a neutral tone, but it is, and it has like kind of like grains in a little bit, so it's almost got like a physical exfoliant in it as well. I just think it's a really good comprehensive cleanser. I don't think it would necessarily matter if you have oily skin or dry skin. I feel like it would work for most people. And yeah, particularly for traveling, like it's dinky, it's in a twist up tube. And personally what I would do is I would run it over my face, then run some onto my fingers to take off my eye makeup, and then I would do it again and use just a cloth to clean it, to take it off, sorry. Anyway, so I'd recommend that one as well. So I feel like this has been a fairly positive favourites from me, not favourites, why do I keep calling this a favourites? Fairly positive empties from me. There's nothing that I've absolutely hated. Everything's either been a 5 out of 10 or up, I would say. Anyway, thanks for watching. If there's any type of video you'd like to see from me over the summer, please let me know. Please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, that's everything from me. And I shall see you soon. Bye!